So many people in my area of London live hidden lives. Some have fled war. Some have come for better opportunities.
Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
But they find a hostile environment and they are trapped by their immigration status. They are so scared of the authorities, they don't trust cameras.
That was intense.
I know this because I run a food bank for undocumented people who've been pushed to the margins. People's immigration status dictates every part of their life.
If your name is not in the system, it means you don't have an NHS number or GP, you won't be able to access the vaccine.
Just before COVID hit the UK, I had met The Guardian at a filmmaking course.
I can't believe this is happening, actually. This is hopefully going to open the doors of the film industry.
Would we be able to reveal the hidden stories in my part of London?
But there's another presenter. I'm not the presenter, right?
Linda's the presenter.
Linda's the presenter.
Hello.
Okay.
People don't want to talk to us, but they're happy to talk to you.
Is that for the food bank?
No, I've got to do, I've got to service the fire extinguishers.
Oh, I thought you brought us food.
I'd love to bring you food.
You can park here, yeah. This is The Guardian, and we're doing a film about no-recourse people with no-recourse public funds. Do you know what it is?
No, but we'll do once I part this up and you can tell me.
I set up Solidarity Britannia with a group of friends at the beginning of the pandemic.
How does it work? You get your volunteers come in and they deliver them for you?
Yeah, all our volunteers started as being beneficiaries.
Okay.
And then they move into becoming volunteers. It's like we are a dynamic place where they come, they help, and then they progress, helping them with their immigration status.
So it's more than just the food.
Yeah.
And it's a proper service. What's your name?
Linda.
I haven't got a lot.
Oh, thank
but
you.
There's £20 now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Ah,
It helps.
much appreciated. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you very much.
We relied on crowdfunders and individual donations like this to run the project.
Fantastic. Let's go. No-recourse public funds is a condition imposed by the Home Office on certain people affecting their immigration status. It means that they can work, they can pay tax, but they cannot claim housing benefit or child benefit or use public health for free or get like job seeker allowance or universal credit. They're not allowed to all any of these. These people have been through the hardest times since the beginning of the pandemic, suffering in silence.
I met Linda in January, I think. She gave me some Brussels.
That's root beer. I don't even know what root beer is.
I don't know either. Joseph, I think you've been in the country for 19 years.
Yes. I don't have access to the GP. If I got infected, what I'm gonna do? Imagine I will take your income. What you gonna do? You're not gonna buy food, you're not gonna buy clothes, you're not gonna pay your rent, you're not gonna do anything.
Do you want to tell me how you came?
plane, yeah?
ماشي في البلبر.
No.
Really? I always thought that you came in a boat. How much they used to pay you per hour
£6, £7 to an hour.
in a restaurant?
In the restaurant, yeah.
What happened since the pandemic?
There's no job. Every restaurant don't close. There's no job. Just give charity, give me this my food.
He came in an airplane, but it's a luxury. Most people who are undocumented come in boats, and the route itself is really hard. They're just looking for a better future, and they see the dream in the UK. But what's happening is not a dream, it's a nightmare.
Services like Deliveroo allow people to substitute their accounts, effectively a process of subletting to other drivers. Right-to-work documents are required for this, But some people find workarounds to work illegally.
Most people that we help are delivery drivers. So the guy we're going to see now works as delivery driver. Assalamu alaikum.
بزاف هكذا ناس كانت عندهم خدمه وكانوا دايرين كما يقولوا كيستفي صغار منا ومن بعد كاع ولاو ماشي غير تاعنا ما كما يقولوا نقالزه منا كانوا دايرين هادي في هادي من بعد واش داروا غير سما غلقوا هادي اللوك داون كاع جاو الديليفري ولات في عود كما يقولوا دير زعما 50 ولا من داك دير 10 20,000.
قبل ما تجي الانجليز كنت حسبت لك هكذا راح يصرى ولا كنت ماجيني؟
لا ما على باليش بون انا نهار اللي جيت كانت كما يقولوا كانت مليحه كانت خدمه متوفره خدمنا كما يقولوا الشيء اللي كتبوا ربي مي من نهار اللي جات كورونا هذه
People like Adam only go to places that they trust to help them out. I heard of a woman called Nicole running a similar food project to mine in UM.
Hiya.
We started the food bank in March last year. The queue was from here to the police station there every Tuesday. 75% of people are coming here, they are not recourse to public fund. 25, they are more of low incomes and they're struggling.
How do you manage? I know you're a mom, you have kids.
You are the first person to ask me that, you know, and I'm happy you did.
I know, nobody asked me that question, that's why I asked you.
Yeah. It's sad to see how many people who are struggling. I feel sad, but in other way, I feel happy because I have the opportunity to give out.
She set up her food bank in her garage in the early days of the pandemic with her family. A scene I recognize well.
I was the one who brought the idea up, and I asked if anybody willing to help, and there was a lot of people willing to help me. Already in East London, there's a lot of poverty, and I thought, what can I do? I'm still able, I'm not sick, I'm able to come out, and some people are isolated in their house. What should I do? Just watch news? All of us are one family because we are one community.
Nicole's cousin Gaetan was part of the team. Like me, he also wanted to be a filmmaker.
My big boy wanted to go to university. He applied. He went for interview at University of East London. They let him down, right? Because he can't get any help. The student finance can't support him. He can't get student finance because he doesn't have indefinite leave to remain. He has only 2 years visa.
When did he arrive here?
He was 10.
I actually wanted to go and study film and television. Camera is powerful, like doing things like documentaries and stuff is powerful. It's a good way of expressing yourself, you know. I didn't get given the opportunity, so it's quite sad when I'm seeing the other people that went to my school, my college, they all went and developed themselves. They got the skills, and I didn't get the opportunity to better myself, basically.
Bye.
I used to live just around the corner. I came here a long time ago when I was looking into settling into this country. Yeah, I've got my questions written down. I was not recourse public funds as well, a long time ago. And now look, I'm back here.
I'm at Praxis to meet Michelle with her support worker Bethan. Michelle's immigration status almost left her destitute. She worked for the NHS during the pandemic, where her problems continued.
Are there a lot of people that work for NHS that you know of are no-recourse public funds as well?
Yeah, there are more than 20 that I know that I'm close to, that we are like close friends. During the pandemic, I know a lot of people that they don't even have access to anything. I went to social service. They couldn't help me. They sent me out. They said that they can't do do nothing for me that I should go.
Shall I get you some water, Michelle?
Thank you, babe.
Do you see stories like Michelle's one often through your work?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Michelle is typical of a lot of the clients that I see who are on what's called the 10-year pathway to settlement. So they have to have 10 years of permission to be here before they're eligible to get settled status here. And at any time during that 10-year pathway, they can be subject to no recourse to public funds. So I see lots of clients who have not got access to benefits, and because of that, they are struggling just to survive.
If Michelle was in the same situation before 2012, it would have been different for her?
Yes, she would have had indefinitely to remain almost immediately. Michelle has permission to be here because she has British children. Those British children aren't going to vanish.
Lately, the hostile environment policies, would you like to explain a bit?
Michelle didn't actually choose to come here. She was essentially trafficked here as a child for domestic labour. She wasn't here through her own choice. She was used, she was exploited, and now finally she has a right to be here, and yet she's still being treated as a second-class citizen. And that is what the hostile environment has led to, because the system is so difficult to navigate. People need help, and the help isn't there for them. And this is also why lots of people end up without immigration status, not because they haven't got a right to be here, but because they haven't had the help they need to help them to access that right.
Where they know that you don't have documents, they use that one as a weapon. Like, if you do something, I'll call police. If you do something, and people scared of that because they know that if they call police, immigration will come, and they don't want to go back to their country.
I wanted to follow up on Nicole's cousin Gaetan.
How are you? Do you do it this way? Or?
Yeah.
Because I heard he was also having problems with his immigration status.
I think first thing first, maybe if you put the mic on him, shall we follow you to the park?
Yeah, the park is right there. Yeah.
Like Michelle, they both arrived to the UK when they were young.
I've been here since I was like 10. I wasn't born here. I was born in the Congo.
Are you British? How do you feel?
I grew up here. I know everywhere around there, so I almost feel like I'm part of the country, and I almost feel like I'm part of the son of this country.
So the limits, the real limits, could you just give me like for a few examples? For example, does it stop you from working?
I was working at Tesco's. I was a supervisor there. Okay. I had the job there. I was working there for like 2 years. And then one day my manager came up to me, was like, oh, your contract has been terminated because of your situation, blah, blah, blah. I tried to explain to him, giving him certain Home Office papers. He said to me, no, we need your biometric stating that you're allowed to work.
Roland?
Yeah.
If you remember when you were younger, 14, 15, 16 years old, have you ever knew this was going to happen?
When I was young, like 15, 16, I just come out of school, finished my year 11. I was in the football academy. I didn't have no papers. So when these boys are going for trials in a different country, they have to take a flight. They booked for other kids, but they left me out.
Was that the first time that you were hit with this reality?
Yeah. When I was in sixth form, when that hit me, I realized that I don't have the same opportunity. I'm not like them.
The application that you do, the status for 3 years.
Yeah, I've done it 3 times, and I'm about to do it the 4th time.
Gaetan's and Michelle's experiences actually echo each other in so many ways. They both lived in this country for so many years, yet they cannot access the same rights as someone who was born here. I feel the whole immigration system is setting people up to fail. Then I got a call from Adam, who told me he was no longer working for Deliveroo.
Find out where it is. This morning it was sunny and now it's raining again. That's why it's called May, because it may rain, it may be sunny, it may be anything. It's London weather. السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
جاكم لاباس خير.
خويا العسير. السلام عليكم. لا هذه لازم يدير لي ضبابه، انا مش حاب
واحد الشهر هكذاك بعثوا لنا ايميل قال لك سما بون اللي يكون عنده اكونت ديليفرو باش يكريه يقدر يكريه مي لازم يكريه اللي عنده الاقامه بون كي يكريه لازم هذاك اللي كراه يبعث له ثاني الديتيلز تاعو سما باش يبعثوهم ديليفرو ولازم تكريه الواحد عنده الاقامه.
ما ماكش تخدم ديليفرو؟
مانيش نخدم ديليفرو. ونزيد لك حاجه بون نهار اللي كنت نخدم ديليفرو درت اكسيدون وماشي لافوت تاعي لو كان عندي كوارت نكليني هكذا مازال هاد السطر هكذا في البرد مازال هاد السطر. الصراحه كما يقولوا شغل عايش باش ناكل ونشرب وهذا ما ناكل.
So what's going on is, sadly, we had to shut down the food hive that has been running since the beginning of the lockdown. Asking for food doesn't make you feel good. People asked for our help because they had no other choice at all. The other reason is the venue. This space is not suitable for us on a longer term. I lost all my volunteers. They all gone back to work. But now I find myself doing all this hard work by myself. The need from these people was food, but now they all want like a long-term solution. I don't know, it feels like I'm letting down so many people. Hi. Thank you so much for your generosity and all your support.
Great woman. MB, OB or something. Nominated.
No, honestly, thank you so much for everything. Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. 90% of my volunteers were all undocumented and they risked their lives. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, they were out there 7 days a week, hand in hand, supporting people who need food, who need support, who need medicines, who need reassurance. Yet, they considered like unexisting in this country, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Just as I was coming to terms with my food bank closing, we heard some even more bad news.
So we haven't seen Nicole and Gitan for a few months now. I think there are new updates.
We can go this way. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember last time I met Gitan we walked to the park and he was talking about his project. He seemed really optimistic about the future, wanting to do a career in the film.
He was really optimistic about his project, what he wanted to do, about filming, about doing his music. And after you met him, he received a letter saying they declined his application, and it was really sad. And with everything goes into his head, and got depressed. And he ended up, as you know, he ended up in the hospital, and now he's being treated with mental health. Yeah, all this thing was building up. He started working. When his visa finished, he had to stop the job. Then he had to wait again. All those, changing in life, he wasn't really helping his mental health. He worked hard. He paid his taxes, and now because his visa had to stop and he can't get any job because no one wants to employ him when his visa has like 6 months. Yes, 6 months or few months to go. And the job is low income. So you're putting them in more debt. How are they going to survive?
How are you feeling?
It makes me sad. It makes me sad. Why do it? When someone flew their country to come to the country to feel safe, and they are not feeling safe. They feel left out. They feel abandoned.
And you need to give yourself a break as well.
Yes, I do that. I try my best to do that. The light is coming, so that's why it keeps me moving.
Since we started filming, I saw so many people struggling. Each individual have their own story. The similar thing between all of them is something we call the yo-yo effect. They get better and then they get worse. They get the job and then they lose it. They want to do a course and then they can't do it. Morning, everyone. Hi. And always living in fear. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I feel overwhelmed to see this because it reminds me of what I used to do and I couldn't carry on doing it, and you're still here.
We're getting a bit of decline of food. It keeps going down and the number keeps increasing. They're queuing up already, but it's an hour. We still have 1 hour.
Today, it's mixed feelings. The most important thing I learned through this process is to be patient. To get people to speak was maybe the hardest side of it all. People are scared to show themselves on camera. We are a multicultural community. Each one of us is carrying burdens due to their culture or due to conflict in their countries. We need to recognize that there is a problem, a huge problem in this country with the immigration system, and that the pandemic has somehow helped reveal all these issues with the system, and things need to change. People come for a dream, for a better future, and then they get hit with the reality here.
And very last question, do you think you'll make another film again?
That's a good question.